can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, we are hearing your voice, and now it's recording for also YouTube session, live stream sessions. Okay.
We can start.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Seren. So good afternoon. I'm Dr. Özan Krant Yozcu, and I would like to say welcome to Dr. Rab Namazludi and our participants to our workshop. Today, our topic will be qualitative research and data analysis using NVivo. And our guest speaker will be Dr. Rab Namazludi. He is Associate Professor of Business Management at University of Education, Lahore, Pakistan. He teaches MBA, MS, and PhD programs. He had teaching, training, and research experiences in different countries like Malaysia, Kazakhstan, Netherlands, USA, and also now Turkey. He did his PhD in Management Sciences, and his areas of interest include business policy and strategy, e-business, enterprise information systems, and IT applications for business, HRM leadership. He has 54 research publications in impact factor journals like Emerald, Springer, Taylor, and Francis. He is also a guest editor of Journal of Hospitality and Tourism Technology, and also he is a visiting research scholar at MH Center of Muma College of Business, University of South Florida, USA. He is an international trainer of quantitative and qualitative research methodologies, mixed method designs, and data analytical tools. Example, NVivo, Maxcoda, SPSS, Amos. So thank you for welcoming and again in our session, in our workshop. I'm very happy to welcoming you here in our sessions, in our workshops. And also I attended one of your workshops in 2020, I think with Dr. Faizan Ali after COVID, and about also NVivo. It was very fruitful and informative session, and hope to today our participants will be also find it's very useful and also very informative. So the session will be, our workshop will be 2 hours. And I think I am following up the old chat board during your session, okay? And if any questions, I will be telling to you about the questions. And also, if you prefer, at the end of our workshop, then we will be collecting the questions from our participants. Is that okay for you, Dr. Rablouri?
Yes, this is perfect plan. Thank you.
Okay, so the stage is yours. I hope it will be a nice and good workshop.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ozan Kiran Yozko. I'm very happy you are co-chairing this session, and thank you so much, all the organizers of MTCOM. So I'm feeling, player, and it's my pleasure to join this wonderful international conference as a resource person for this amazing workshop on qualitative data analysis, qualitative research using NVivo software. So thank you so much for inviting me, and you already introduced me. Thank you so much. So without any further delay of time, I would like to start. So my name is Dr. Rab Namazludi, and as you mentioned that I'm working as Associate Professor and Chairperson of University of Education, UE Business School, University of Education, Lahore. I'm visiting research scholar at the M3 Center, Muma College of Business, University of South Florida, USA. So audience, I would like to start my today's workshop with the data collection methods and the sources of data. So the first data collection method is observation. So Allah, God made the beautiful part of your body, which is your face, and the beautiful part on your face, these are your eyes. So, eyes reflect a lot of realities. And so we use our eyes to observe the surroundings, and whatever we observe, we need to put the things on the paper. So that particular paper is known as field notes. So why we call it field notes? Because normally we do observation in the fields. normally in social sciences, and we write the things, whatever we observe in our surroundings, in the field, we need to put the things on the paper, and that particular paper is known as notes, or it is notebook. So these are the field notes, and what we put on the field notes, whatever we observe in our surroundings. So the thing is that normally in social sciences, we observe the surroundings, but in natural sciences, and when we do the experiments in the labs, so that particular document is known as lab notes, not field notes, because we conduct the different types of experiments in the labs. So we also observe the different slides, different outcomes of different chemical reactions or different types of experiments. And whatever we observe in the labs, we need to put on the notes. So that particular note is known as the lab notes. So observation is the first data collection method in qualitative research. And now I would like to discuss the second data collection method, which is focus group discussion. So what do you mean by focus group discussion? Normally, we sit in normally in the round table, and there are different people who are sitting in a particular table, and one of them is playing the role of moderator, session moderator, or the focus group discussion moderator. For example, if we declare that particular person as the moderator, M for moderator, and the responsibility of the moderator is to prompt the people, ask the different questions, and if anybody is detracking, if anybody is contributing something different which is not relevant to that particular topic which is being discussed in that particular focus group discussion, then the responsibility of the moderator is to make sure that all the people participating in the focus group discussion, they are on the same page. Otherwise, the discussion will be started on different topic, and it will be ended on entirely different topics. So the role of moderator is very important in focus group discussion. So audience, I would like to share the example, practical example of focus group discussion. I'm going to show you the video. So this is the video, and this video is regarding the focus group discussion. I'm going to play this video, and you people will be watching that this is the focus group discussion where one person is the moderator and the rest of the people, they are the participants. So this is the example of focus group discussion, and people are participating in this focus group discussion. That particular lead lady on the second number, she is the moderator. So she is leading this focus group discussion. All the other people, they are participating, and one by one, all these people are contributing in the focus group discussion. So this is very important and very famous data collection methods, particularly in qualitative research. So nowadays, people are they are conducting focus group discussion on Zoom, on Microsoft Teams, or on Google Meet. So there are different benefits of conducting focus group discussion, even if people are participating in focus group discussion, even though if they are not in from the same country. For example, Dr. Ozan Kiran is participating in the focus group discussion from Turkey, and Dr. Faizan Ali is participating from United States of America, and myself, I'm participating from Pakistan. So we all we can conduct this focus group discussion even though if we are not from the same country. So online focus group discussion will be very wonderful because we can automatically record the focus group discussion, and later on, if the focus group discussion is being conducted in the English language, then the transcriber will automatically transcribe and convert all the discussion in the focus group discussion in the textual format. So the all voice, all the discussion in the English language will be automatically converted by the software, transcriber software, in the textual format, text format. So then you can easily pick your textual information and you can conduct thematic analysis or content analysis or discourse analysis or grounded theory, whatever you want to apply on the transcribe data of the focus group discussion. So this is very wonderful, very amazing technique used in qualitative research. So this is the focus group discussion, and I'm coming back toward the next data collection method, which is the document review. So document is also very, useful. Sometimes we use different types of documents to apply different contents on different documents. For example, we are the Muslim, and Quran is the authentic document for the Muslims. So we can conduct the different types of analysis on the Arabic language of Quran. So we can apply different types of word repetition. We can apply data mining techniques or text mining techniques. So the word repetition, like wa'aqimus salata wa'atus zakata. So these types of words we can extract from Quran, and we can same apply these kinds of analysis, or we can use the documents as the source of data. For example, if you're conducting the research on the annual reports of the different companies. So every company normally produce different types of reports. So annual reports are normally available on their websites. So we can download the annual reports of the companies, and in the annual reports we can explore the different contents, and we can explore, and we can explore different themes or sub themes or different codes. We can link different types of subcodes or codes or themes, and we can come with the new theory. So document review is a very wonderful data collection source in particularly qualitative research. So document provides you a lot of information. So similarly, the research articles, they are also the documents. So we can also apply the document review analysis on the research articles. So recently we have completed a research paper on how government promotes city hospitality. So this paper has been submitted in a very high impact factor journal. So we are expecting that the paper will be accepted. So we have received the revision on that particular paper, and we are revising, and we have submitted the revised copy of the paper. So in that particular paper, we applied the meta-ethnography approach. So meta-ethnography approach is a pure qualitative approach, and normally we apply meta-ethnography approach on the documents, on the research articles. So this is very famous, source, and very useful, source or method of data collection in particularly qualitative research. So after discussing the document review, I'm going to discuss another data collection method in qualitative research, which is interviews. So interviews are very famous, and we conduct different types of interviews, and my video on how to conduct effective qualitative interviews in qualitative research. So my video is available on the research-based channel of Dr. Faizan Ali. You can Google it, and you can, this is a very comprehensive video how to conduct the qualitative interviews. So you can watch that particular video. It will be very helpful to all of you. So I'm not going to discuss the interviews in detail, but I'm going to just tell you that interviews have different types, like the structured interviews or unstructured interviews, semi-structured interviews. So the purpose of, particularly in qualitative research, we conduct the unstructured or semi-structured interviews. So I'm going to show you practically the interview file. So after showing you the focus group discussion, I'm going to show you the interview. So this is the example of the interview, and here we are asking the question, and the other person, he is giving the answer. This is Tony, fireman, and we are asking the question, and he is giving the answer. So this is the example of the interviews. So particularly we in qualitative research, interview is a very famous and very useful data collection method in qualitative research. So we do not only collect the wordings, the words but also we observe the different feelings, facial expression, gesture, posture, body language of the person who is giving the interview. So just look this video. So now this person is irritated and you can see the body language of that particular person. Hand movements. So this is very important. So you normally do not only focus on the voice of that particular person, but you need to focus on the non-verbal part of that particular interview. So similarly, I'm going to show you another file of interview. So in this interview, you can see both the interviewee and interviewer in one file. So one person is asking the question, who is the interviewer, and the person who is giving the answer, he is the interviewee. So this is basically the example of another example of interview.
Which is going to be due out in September. One of the things with all the research that Brian's done is really.
So nowadays we can conduct the interviews online. This is very, very useful. And even though if you're not in that particular country, even though if the interviewer and interviewee both are from different countries, so we can conduct the interviews online. So nowadays things are more easier. So this is another example of interview.
I didn't think I was going to live to get off of the operating table. But I did. And 6 months later, I had this nervous breakdown. And I don't remember what happened. I got up that morning and I was just partly on the capilla spell come here for about breakdown.
And a lethal supply for little capsules on hand.
So in this interview, you can see that one person, the male member, he's asking the question from the female, that particular old lady. So the old lady is giving the answer. The young person, just like you, me, we are asking the question. So this is another example of interview. I'm going to show you the written type of interview. This is another example. Sometimes people do not like that you should record their videos. Then you can share the question of the interview and you can request them to please give the answer in the written form. So this is the question by Henry. So for example, Henry is the researcher and Barbara is the respondent. So Henry asked the question, Barbara has given the answer. So these are different questions by Henry and Barbara is one by one giving the answers. So this is another type of interview, but this kind of interview is not very useful practically until unless the person who is giving the interview is very sincere and he should understand the importance of giving the answer in detail. Normally, if you trust the other person who is going to give you the interview, you just ask the question in the written form and leave the decision and the rest of the decision on the interviewee. Then maybe the interviewee will give only one statement against your question. Then what you will do? So normally, because you are not directly supervising, so if he give or she give the answer only in one statement, then you will not have any authority to further ask, because you are not supervising at that particular moment when he or she is writing the answer of your questions. So this kind of interview is also useful in a case when people do not allow you to record their videos. So there is another type of interview which is the audio recorded interview. So here you will not see the picture, but you can just listen the voice of this interview. So Dr. Ozen, I need to confirm, can you hear this voice of this interview?
Any thoughts about the way?
Yes, we are hearing, right.
That's perfect.
I think doing any kind of volunteer work in, I expect a foreign country, because I suspect Louise is not Sri Lankan, is a commendable thing, although it doesn't look like it's an overly hard posting. There's a nice beach, there's some nice looking kids there, but as I say, I think any kind of volunteer work is commendable.
Okay, that's perfect. So, audience, I have given you the example of different types of recording, different types of interviews, different mode of interviews. So, after discussing all these kinds of things, I would like to discuss another data collection method, which is blogs or web blogs. You know about web blogs or blogs. People are writing the different blogs on the internet. They can write, they can share, they can ramble, they can link. So blogs are very famous, source of data collection in qualitative research. If currently there are different hot topics in the world, for example, the war between Ukraine and Russia. So there are different blogs which are available online. Sometimes people are writing the blogs very positively, and the other blogs you will find very negatively. So negative comments, you will also find positive comments or mixed type of comments. There are different types of arguments on the war between Ukraine and Russia. So if you're doing your research on some current topics in the world, then you can extract a lot of blogs available on the internet. Some people write blogs, they can link different types of blogs. So you can extract a lot of qualitative information in the textual format from the internet in the form of blogs or web blogs. So they are available freely on the internet. Then I'm going to discuss another data collection method, which is images or pictures. So there are different types of images or pictures. We have just completed a special issue on, a special issue on hospitality and tourism technology journal, JHTT. So Dr. Carla Del Gasso, she wrote a research paper, JHTT, on this particular topic. So the topic is, this is a very wonderful research paper, and I was the guest editor for this special issue. She was the author in this particular special issue. So you can download this paper. A picture is worth 1,000 words. So she used different pictures and she did the photo thematic analysis of the picture. So this is a very wonderful picture, how the government is promoting the city hospitality. So this is the basically paper, and this is very wonderful paper. You can download it and you can use for your paper if you are doing the photo thematic analysis. So picture is a very wonderful data collection, particularly in hospitality or tourism. Tourists visit different types of villages. They capture different photographs of different, culture or people or beautiful sites or sceneries. So when they come back, they have a lot of pictures. They share on the social medias. They share with their family, friends. But if they are researchers, they can also use those pictures for the thematic analysis, for the photo thematic analysis. They can extract a lot of themes from the picture, and picture is a very famous data collection method in qualitative research. So this is very important. And now next we are going to discuss the emails. Emails, normally we conduct the ethnographic, organizational ethnography. So normally in case of organizational ethnography, the ethnographers stay in the organization for a long time. The ethnographer or the researcher observe the surrounding of this the particular organization, and the ethnographer also collect the different information from the documents of the company or a particular hotel, and he need to stay there. He need to act like employee and observe the surroundings, and also conduct different types of interviews, and also check the minutes of the meeting, and also check the emails. So we can easily import the data from the emails in NVivo software, and so many other types of software like the QBM Miner also supports the Outlook email data. We can import easily in the data analysis software for applying different types of analysis on the email data. So emails are also very famous data collection method and source of data nowadays. particularly in qualitative research. Then diaries. Diaries mean sometimes people write autobiography. So they write the information about themselves on the paper and then complete a particular book on their life, which depicts the philosophy of their life. And people read the autobiography or biography, and they gain a lot of information about the philosophy of the life. So diaries are also very famous data collection method. Then we are going to discuss the minutes of the meeting. I already mentioned sometime we collect the minutes of the meeting as a source of data if you're conducting the organizational analysis or like the organizational ethnographical study. So minutes of the meeting will be a very authentic source of data in a particularly qualitative research. Then we are going to discuss the historical evidences. There are a lot of historical places in Pakistan. Mohenjo-daro, Harappa. These two places are very famous, and these two places have the more than 5,000 back history. So how people lived 5,000 back, 5,000 years ago, what their family system, their sewerage system, their town planning, their economic system. So there are different historical evidences. Normally people who are from archaeology subject or archaeology discipline, they go there and they collect different historical evidences as the part of data. They capture the photograph, they conduct the documentary analysis, they use for the research purposes, particularly in qualitative research. Then the next source of data is websites. So nowadays websites are very famous data collection method and the source of data. So I remember one of my MS master student, she was doing the MS thesis, and before starting the MS thesis, she was working on a particular research paper, and she came to me and asked me that, Sir Lodhi, Dr. Lodhi, I want to do a research paper on the government websites, how the government attract the tourists to Pakistan, to visit Pakistan. So there are different websites by the different tourism departments of the government of Pakistan and our provincial government of Punjab. So there are different websites, and she used the data from the websites and apply the thematic analysis on the data. She used different pictures of different places of Pakistan, and she used the textual data available on the websites and applied the thematic analysis on the website data, that how government attracts the tourist to visit Pakistan. So, and she also did the gap analysis. What are the different problems on the websites, on the pictures, on the textual information? What are the missing gaps? So she wanted to give these suggestions to the government, how the government can improve their websites more effectively to attract more tourism, more tourists to Pakistan. So the study of that particular lady was totally practical in nature. So websites are, websites are very big sources, and you can extract a lot of information from the website. There are different types of websites. So now I would like to discuss the next source of data, which is data from social media. So nowadays people are sharing a lot of information on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. So social media, data from social media is a very big source of data. So social media, we can also analyze this social media data, and social media analysis is also very famous. So today, in today's workshop, we are also going to discuss NVivo software. So NVivo software has ability to import the data from the social media. So if you post something on Facebook, you can easily import that particular post and along with all the comments below that particular post in NVivo software, and you can analyze the comments, the data, textual data, the comments on that particular post, and you can extract a lot of themes, sub-themes, you can link together, you can code them, you can explore different types of relationship from the data. The data is the comments of the different people on your Facebook post. So data from social media nowadays, it is very important, very, because people are spending a lot of time on social media. So they are sharing a lot of information. So they're generating data, because nowadays social media is basically the user generated contents. So user generate a lot of videos, audios, pictures, or the textual data on the social media. So being a researcher, this is the advantage of the social media. We have a reach of information on social media. We can extract a lot of information from the social media, and we can use for the research purposes. So these are some data collection methods I already discussed. Now we are going to discuss the data analysis method, which we are going to discuss practically in NVO software. So I'm going to discuss the example of this particular statement, and this statement is saying that the father has sold his land to send his son Ahmed to USA for the higher education from America, and to meet the marriage ceremony expenses of his daughter Amna. So there are two people. One is Ahmed. Ahmed is the son, and Amina is she is the daughter of that particular father, that particular person. So the person is going to make the decision. What he is going to do? He is going to sell the land. So this is the land, the property. So the father is going to sell this particular land. And why he is selling that particular land? The reason is that this particular person is going to make the decision of selling the land. He is going to send this particular son to America, USA, for the higher education, because he needs money. So on education, he needs to spend money for his son and for daughter. So he is going to meet the marriage expenses of his daughter. So this is the decision by the father. So this particular statement is depicting that the father has sold his land, his property. Why he sold the land? The reason is to meet the educational expenses of his son Ahmed. He is going to send his son Ahmed to USA for the higher education from America. And the second purpose of selling the land is to meet the marriage expenses, marriage ceremony expenses of his daughter Amna. So this is the particular statement. And now we are going to code that particular statement. So what do you mean by coding? Because this is very important. This is what we are going to do in NVivo software. Coding means assigning another name. So we are going to assign another name to that particular statement. The statement is the father has sold his land to send his son Ahmed to USA for the higher education and to meet the marriage expenses of his daughter Amna. So now we are going to code this statement into one particular code, one particular sub-theme. So what will be that particular sub-theme? So there are different types of coding. The first type of coding is called semantic code. Semantic codes mean we code the surface information. We do not go in the depth of that particular statement. We just check that what is this particular statement on the surface level. So on the surface level, you can see that the first code may be selling of land because the father has sold the land. The second, maybe the code will be sending his son for the higher education. And the third code may be sending his son to USA, not other country. So he's sending his son to USA for the higher education. And the fourth code may be meeting the marriage expenses of the daughter. So this is the surface information from the statement. So we can use any one of these surface information to code that particular statement. Maybe we code this whole statement in one code, which is the selling of land, nothing else. So maybe we code it into the third or fourth code, meeting the marriage expenses of his daughter. So this is our choice, because we need to check the objective of our study. If your objective, the study, is to focus on the selling of land, then the first particular code will be your code, will be your sub theme. So the first one is selling of your land, because the study focus is on the selling of land, not the other aspect. So we need to check our research objective. So we need to align our research objective with the coding, because during the coding, there are a lot of information, but we leave all the other things. We just code according to our research objectives. So this is the first type of coding, which is the semantic codes. So I'm going to repeat. What do you mean by semantic codes? We identify the surface meaning. We do not go in the depth. We just identify the surface meaning of the statement. But the second type of coding is latent codes. Yes, this is my favorite coding. And what we do in the latent coding, we identify the hidden meaning from the statement. So this is very important. Being a qualitative researcher, you need to go inside in the data, and you need to dig out the new theory, new concepts, new relationships from the data. So this is very important. So while if you're doing the latent codes, there would be these types of codes. So we are going to identify the hidden meaning. So the first meaning is male dominant society. Why we are saying male dominant society? If you recall the statement, the father has sold the land to send his son to America. So who is taking the decision? The father is taking the decision, not the mother. So father is selling the land, number one. This is the first decision made by the father, not the mother, not the son, not the daughter. The second decision is to send his son to America. This is the second decision. The third decision is to spending money on the higher education of the son. This is the third decision. The fourth decision is to arrange the marriage ceremony of his daughter. So all these decisions are being made by the father, not the mother, not the son, not the daughter. So normally this is the first hidden meaning, which is the male dominant society. So male is taking all the decisions. The second thing is need more money, because maybe the father give the land on the lease, maybe or give the land on the rent, but the rent amount will be insufficient to meet the marriage expenses as well as the educational and travel expenses for the son. So he needs more money. So normally in this statement, we are depicting another code, which is need more money. And the next one is inspired with the higher education of America. So why the father is not sending his son to any other country? There are so many other countries. People go there, people get their education, but the father is not sending his son to any other country. He is sending his son to USA. The reason is that he is very inspired with the higher education of America. So this is another, code. Then the next code is the son has completed the basic education. So in this statement, the word is higher education. So higher education word is giving the meaning that the son has completed the one part of the education, like the basic education. Then now the son is going for the higher education. So we can analyze the level of that particular son in education from this statement. And the next thing is in Asian culture, the parents take the marriage decision. So maybe in some European countries, in America, maybe the son or the daughter take their marriage decision by themselves. But normally in Asian countries, particularly in India, in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, maybe in some Central Asian countries like Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, or there are so many other countries. So normally in Asian countries, the fathers or the mothers, they search for the perfect, match, their marriage. They take the decision of their marriage of their kids, and also they spend money on the marriage, ceremonies. So this is another theme. So we can extract from that particular statement. And the next one is securing the future of son and daughter. So this is another theme. The father is securing the future, because when the son will come back from the original country, from the home country, then the son will have, some skills and a degree from USA. He will be, in a position to get a better job, or maybe do a better business in the future. So son is securing the future, and the daughter is also, the daughter is getting married. So ultimately, she is also securing the future. So the father's decision is also useful or for the betterment of the kids, both son and daughter. So these are different hidden meanings. So now we are going to, if I ask you people to please select any one of the code for that particular statement. So this is the statement, and if I just give you the choice to just code this whole statement in one code instead of all codes. So I have mentioned 6 or 7 codes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there are 6 codes. And if I ask you people to please choose one of the appropriate codes from this particular list, so what will be that particular code? So there are different possible answers. I can have your answers. You can also write on the chat box. I can see this chat box. So there are different, questions. So you can write it. But because of the limitation of time, you can write it on your paper. Maybe later, if we will have time, we will also check it. Or maybe in your question answer session, in the end of the session, I will check it. But now I just want to conclude this whole discussion on this point, that if you're going to choose the most appropriate code for the whole statement, so maybe it will be the male dominant society, maybe it will be the need for more money, it will be inspiration of the higher education for America, maybe the son has completed the basic education, maybe in Asian culture, parents are responsible for the marriage ceremony, marriage decision, or maybe the father is securing the future of son and daughter. So the right answer is that you need to check your research objectives. If your research objective is matching the first code, mean your research objectives, the purpose of your research is to look into the data, about the male dominant society, then that particular first code will be your code. You will leave the all other codes, and you will go with the first code. So it depends upon your research objective, what you're looking for from the data. So it matters a lot. So this is the right answer. And so audience, now we are going to discuss the codes, and in the thematic analysis, there are different steps. So this particular, method of thematic analysis is very famous by Braun and Clark. So you can guess the citation of this paper if you just Google it, thematic analysis by Braun and Clark. So if you check this citation of that particular paper, maybe we need to go in the Google Scholar, and on the Google Scholar you can search this paper, and this paper was published in 2006. So it has the citation of, I'm just going to zoom it just to show you. This paper was cited by 1,22,900 times. So you can, guess the importance of this research paper, this thematic analysis approach using thematic analysis in psychology. This is a highly cited paper in qualitative research, particularly in qualitative data analysis. So thematic analysis is very famous, and this particular approach is very famous. If you put this particular approach in your research paper, I guarantee you, I can give you guarantee that your paper will be accepted if the other things are, you have done perfectly, all other things. So this particular technique will give you, because this is a systematic approach, step by step. So if you're going to analyze your qualitative data using this particular approach by Brown and Clark, it will give you the directions. So the first step in thematic analysis is familiarizing your data. So you are familiarized with your data, you are familiar with the data. So how you can make yourself familiar with the data? When you are transcribing your data, you are converting the audio information in the textual format. So it's mean you are familiarizing, or you are make yourself familiar with the data. So then you read or reread, you give the different notes or the initial code. So this is all about the first step. And the second step is generating the initial code. So what do you mean by initial code? This is what we did. So generating the initial code mean the father has sold the land to send his son Amr to America for the higher education and to meet the marriage expenses of his daughter Amna. So this is generating of the initial code. This is what we already did on this statement. So after generating the initial code, we also search for the themes. So searching for the theme is also very important. So what you need to do, you need to combine and gather all the codes in the potential themes. So when you combine the different types of codes and on the similar nature of codes, when you gather and combine them, so then the collection of subcodes will be the theme. The collection of sub-themes will be the theme. So according to the different pattern, you need to combine them. So I'm just going to show you what do you mean by pattern, what do you mean by pattern. So I'm going to show you the design pattern. So I'm going to show you the picture. These are the design pattern. So here you can see some of the designs are similar in nature. So those designs which are similar in nature, you categorize them you combine them, and in this way you combine those designs which are similar in nature. So there are different types of design, there are different categories of design, but similar designs are gathered together and you put them on one place, the similar designs. So in this way, the subcodes which are similar in nature, you need to gather them, and you as a whole you give the category. So that particular category will be known as the theme. So themes are this pattern in your data. So you need to search for the pattern. So this is very important. So searching for theme means you are going to gather different codes and make them and extract a particular category from those particular similar nature of codes, and that particular category will be your theme. So after searching for your potential theme, you need to review your theme. So maybe if you're going to review your theme, you need to involve different people. You need to if you are doing your research under the guidance of your supervisor, you need to send the information to your supervisor. Maybe the supervisor will give you the further guidance, or maybe you again check it after some time, or maybe you map them different types of codes or subcodes So that would be, the exercise to review the themes and to finalize the theme. So this is very important. So the fifth step will be defining and naming the theme. So after reviewing the theme, you need to finalize your themes clear. You need to give the clear names to each theme, whatever you have extracted from the qualitative data. And the last step in the thematic analysis will be producing the reports. So this is very important, because after doing all these activity, you need to interpret your finding, you need to interpret your results, you need to give the report, you need to give your discussion on the themes or the codes or the subcodes extracted from the qualitative data. So this is very important data collection, data analysis method. Thematic analysis is very important, very useful, and a lot of people are doing thematic analysis on their qualitative research, and they're publishing a lot of papers. So this is a very important data analysis technique. So now I'm just going to show you the wonderful infographics we can generate using NVivo software. This is the tag clouds. So this is what we are going to generate in today's workshop. So that's why I was saying you that you will miss this workshop, maybe if the recording will be available, definitely you will watch this workshop again, because this is very useful, and you can generate a lot of these wonderful, amazing infographics results using NVivo software while you're analyzing your qualitative data. So the first thing is tag clouds. So this is also the text mining technique. We can extract a lot of tag clouds. On the basis of word repetition, software generate different types of sizes of different words. So the most repeated words will be larger in size, and the color will be different. So but tag cloud is a very dynamic approach. We can delete some irrelevant words, but word cloud is the static technique. Word cloud is also used. This is also similar to tag cloud, but word cloud has its own features. So we are going to discuss in today's workshop while we are analyzing the data, qualitative data on NVivo software. So word tree is also very amazing technique, and using the word tree, we can analyze how people talk about this particular word. Maybe this word is management. So before management and after management, so how these people are talking. For example, if you're doing your research on tourism, or the religious tourism, or the honeymoon tourism, there are different types of tourism. So when you search the particular terminology, religious tourism, then so how people talk about this word religious tourism, or maybe there are different words. So in Turkey, the leaders, there are different leaders of Turkey, maybe in the history, maybe current leaders. So if you're going to analyze how people talk about these leaders, so you can just search their name in the textual data. So you can analyze on the textual information how people say before this particular word, positively or negatively, and how people say after this particular word. So this is also a very wonderful technique. And the last one we are going to discuss, which is the tree map. So tree map is also very important, particularly while you are applying the content analysis, thematic content analysis, and you are looking for the frequency of the different codes. So on the basis of frequency of coding, some of the themes or sub-themes will have larger size, while the other themes or sub-themes will have smaller size. So on the basis of number of codings, we can generate different sizes of different sub-themes based on the number of coding. So this is also very wonderful techniques used or generate using NVivo software. These are very wonderful findings, infographics, and very wonderful findings or the empirical results on the qualitative data we can generate on NVivo software. So audience, this is the time to discuss NVivo software. So now I have just opened this particular software. I believe you can see the wonderful structure of NVivo Plus. So I need the confirmation from your side. Yes, Doctor.
For example, we can ask if our participants have a question about the theory part, because I think we will now show us how we'll be applying stage. So perhaps we can ask any questions right now. What do you think?
Okay, this is wonderful. We can ask the question. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Yes, about the theory, dear participants, do you have any questions to Dr. Nawaz Lodi? Coding and other things that we're discussing about the theory section. I think everything's clear, Dr. Rob.
Okay, no question?
No question. Now we can continue with the application part.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, audience, please put your hand on your heart. I'm going to show you the wonderful software and NVivo software.
Yeah.
This is the King data analysis software. So I'm going to start doing the analysis on this particular software.
Mm-hmm.
So the first step we need to perform here is to, create a blank project. So we need to click on blank project option. The software is asking to give the title of the project. So I'm going to give the title of the project, which is, the title of the project is Determinants of Depression. Determinants of depression mean reasons of depression. Why are people depressed? Why people are depressed? What are the reasons which are leading or, increasing the depression level in the human being? So I'm going to give the title of this project, and maybe I want to magnify just to give you the clear picture. I'm very caring about yourself. So this is wonderful. So the first step is to click on blank project option. Then the software will ask about the title of the project. So the title of the project is Determinants of Depression. I need to click OK. So it will take time depending upon the speed of your system. It is creating a new project in NVivo software. Oh, this is wonderful. My goodness. Software has created this particular file, this particular project. So here, the first part of this software, these are ribbon bars. You can memorize like home ribbon bar, import ribbon bar, create ribbon bar, explore ribbon bar. These are ribbon bars. And on the left side, these options are the navigation options, like the quick access, like the data, files, all these kinds of things, codes, nodes, sentiments, relationship, cases, maps, all these options are navigation options. So the first thing is, after creating project, we need to import our qualitative data. So how we can import it? We need to click on import ribbon tab, and the option is files option. If you put your mouse pointer on this option, you can see the information in the information box. So here it is clearly mentioned that you can import the source material file in the project. You can import document, you can import text, you can import PDF, you can import audio, you can import video, you can import images. So if you put your mouse pointer at information box, and information box will show you and give you the clarity how what kind of data you can import in NVivo software. So we are going to use this option file, and here we are going to import all the interview files. So I have selected all these interview files, and I'm going to click open. So when I click open, it will give another option, import. Yes, import. So it will take time because the files are the video files, audio files, and document files. The files have large size, so it will take time. So I think this power in the below in the software is filling this green power. Less amount is left. Oh my goodness, it is done. Oh, that's perfect. These are the interview files we have successfully imported. This is our goodness. So now this is the first interview file. So what we are going to do, we are going to open this interview file, respondent 1. If you double click on this interview file, it will open in another part of the software. So if I just remove the zoom, so this is the complete software. This is the list of different files you have just imported. And in this area, the largest area, it will show you whatever you have opened. So I have opened the first file, and if I close this file, I can open another file. This is another file of interview. I can simultaneously open a lot of files like respondent 3 and respondent 4, which is in document format, and respondent 7, which is in audio format. So now I have opened respondent 2, respondent 3, respondent 4, respondent 7. So I'm just going to zoom it again. So I can close them one by one. So these are different tabs. Now, audience, what we are going to do, in the next step, after importing these interview files, we are going to transcribe the audio or video data, because these data files are either in audio format or in video format. We have the textual data available in respondent 4, respondent 5, and respondent 6. But in respondent 1, we have the video recorded data. So I'm going to open this first file, R1. This is the file. And now we are going to convert this data into the textual format. So we are going to, transcribe this data manually. But software are available, and Vivo software also support the auto transcription option. But this option is paid. You need to buy the ads in feature of Vivo software by giving more money to QSR company, who is the owner of Vivo software. So, but they are claiming that up to 95% accuracy of the transcribed data, because sometimes people quickly, speak. So sometimes the software has limitations. Some words may be missing, some words may be merged, some meaning will be different. So they are claiming that they have up to 95% accuracy, not 100%. So, but if you're doing the manual coding, manual transcription, then you can give the guarantee that you will have the 100% accuracy. So now in today's session, we are going to do the manual coding. So audience, because of the limitation of time, I'm not going to manually code this data, but there are different steps. How we can manually code this data, there are different steps. And the steps are, I'm going to zoom it. The first step is to click to edit option. And you will see that in this time span, you can write something, cursor is blinking. In the content box, you can write something, cursor is blinking. And in this way, you can use this transcribe button from the play mode section. If you put your mouse pointer on this button, you will, find the information box. So in this information box, the information box is saying transcription. So transcription means your, textual data. So when you click on this play mode section transcribe button, and you need to click on play button. So the video will be played. Video software has, started the video. Now the cursor is blinking in the content box. The time span is started 000. So you can pause this video. There is another way to pause or play this video, which is F4 key, functional 4 key, F4 key. So if you put your F4 key, I'm going to press it, F4. Now it is paused. So if I want to play it again, I need to put F4. So in this way, I can play and pause the video, not using the mouse pointer, but also, only using the keyboard. So this is a good way for the transcription. So how we can transcribe this data? We need to listen a particular statement, then we need to write whatever we listen. Here we need to write it. Then we need to play it again, F4. You need to listen it again. Then you need to write it. You need to press F4, still, then write, then F4, play, then write, then F4, still. So in this way, you can still, you can pause, you can play the video, and you can write whatever that particular person is saying. So this is the manual coding. To save your time, I have just, provided you the transcribed data file, which is available in my interview folder. So this is the folder, transcribed data, demo 1. So this is the textual data. But to be honest, this data is not relating to these files. This is random data, the demo data, example data. So we are supposing that this particular person said all this information, but actually it is not. But we are supposing, we are taking it as example. So I have selected this data and I'm going to cut it, not copy it. So in this way, it will not give you the chance to, duplicate the same data again. So I'm just going to copy and paste it in the content section. So we are supposing that we have transcribed this video file and convert it into the textual format. So we are done with the respondent 1. I'm just going to close it. I think there is some problem in the software. It is not responding, but we need to wait. We have no other choice. So audience, in this way, we can transcribe all other files. But actually, if you're doing manual transcription, you need to play, you need to pause, you need to play, pause, play, pause. You need to listen, then pause. You need to play it again, then pause. So in this way, you can transcribe your, textual data, your audio or video recorded data, and convert it into the textual format. So this is the way of transcribing the data. And after transcription of the data, the next step is to read the statement. So in the similar way, the father has sold the land to send his son Emma to the America for the higher education and to meet the marriage expenses of his daughter. So in this way, we need to read the statement and we need to extract some codes, some themes, sub-themes, and in the end, we need to categorize them and for searching the relevant themes, and we finalize all these kinds of thematic analysis. So I should close this software.
Yes, I think it's a problem.
Yeah, but no problem. When we will reopen it, I believe
It will
this
work.
particular software will be working. So I'm going to open this software again.
Mhm. I think this is an important stage as we are turning for the verbal message into the written message, right, Dr. Rob? So after this, we will make the coding.
Yeah, we can make the coding, but it is preferable we should make the coding on NVivo software. instead of manual coding.
And while we are waiting, after we can ask the participants, do you have any questions while we're explaining the, the application stage? If you have any, please ask our Dr. Rob. As you know, it's very valuable to find here Dr. Rob and ask any questions. We are free to ask right now.
Yeah, you're most welcome to ask any question. Thank you so much. So I think the data file was corrupted, and we need to again determinants of depression. Okay, so he's saying that the file is already available. So maybe we need to reopen that particular file. It is reopening, but I think there is no data. We need to again import all the interview files. Import. It will take time. And now we need to Control X. By the way, this system is not mine, and I borrowed from my master students. So I think there are different games on the desktop, but to be honest, I'm not interested in different games. So I'm going to open these files, respondent 1 file. So this is the file. I'm going to paste the data, and I'm going to close this file. So it works. And then again, respondent 2. This is respondent 2 file. I'm going to click to edit and going to paste another textual data. Okay, now respondent 3. Click to edit. Control X. Cut and then paste it. Then I have the last respondent 7. Why? Because we are not going to transcribe respondent 4. Because respondent 4, it has already in transcribed form, textual format. So there is no need to transcribe it because it is not in video format, neither in video nor in audio. So we do not need to transcribe respondent 4, 5, and 6. They're all in document format. But in case of respondent 7, it is the audio file. I need to open it, and we can click to edit. We can also play it.
This first photo is a picture of Louise, and she's working in.
So you need to play, pause, then you need to put the information here. Right click, paste. So we are supposing that we have transcribed it. So we have done the transcription of all these interview files. So one by one, we are now going to code this data files. How we can code it? This is the most important part in today's session, which is the data coding and thematic analysis. So we are going to one by one open all these files, and we need to read this statement. The father has sold his land to send his son to higher education in America and to arrange the marriage ceremony expenses of his daughter, Amna. So in this way, we need to read this statement, and we need to decide a particular code, maybe the latent code, hidden information, and we need to right click, then code it. It will open a window, this particular select the code item. Now we are going to create a code, node sentiment, node relationship, node case. So the code is, this selection is good. So now we need to click on new code. So here we are going to code the data. For example, we are supposing that this particular person is talking about negative thinking. So negative thinking is the code. Because the title of the project is Determinants of Depression. So we are looking for what are the reasons of depression, what are the factors leading depression, what are the factors causing depression. So we are supposing that in this statement, he's saying that whenever he thinks negatively, he depressed, he feel depression. So, but actually this statement is telling something different story. So we are assuming in this workshop. So for example, the next statement we just read and we decide or extract a particular code. For example, work pressure. So work pressure is another reason of depression. So we are going to select it, code. So here similarly we need to click new code, work pressure. Okay, we have done the coding. Okay, now similarly we are going to select another statement and we need to read the statement and extract and decide a particular theme. For example, right click, code, new code, and this is COVID-19. COVID-19 is also the reason of depression nowadays. So we are assuming that in this statement we have extracted that this person is saying that because of COVID-19 there are some problems, social distancing, and sometimes mask, we cannot enter without mask. The guard or the security guard, do not allow to enter without mask. So sometime and maybe some people do not go in some social gatherings because of COVID-19. So this is also the reason of depression or the stress. So the next statement we are going to code, right click, code, and then new code. The new code is maybe the peer pressure. Peer pressure means there's some problem, politics, organizational politics within the department, leg pulling, backbiting. Some people are disturbing you on your workplace. So this is the peer pressure or peer politics. So we have done the coding on respond number 1. This is my goodness and also your goodness, because you're watching and you're enjoying the wonderful coding of NVivo software. So now we have opened respond to R2. So this is another file. And similarly, here we have 2 options. Number 1 is to code the data in the existing codes, or the second option is to code the data in the new codes. So for example, he's talking about the magnesium treatment or magnesium. So maybe this would be the biochemical factor. So if I right click, then code. So here I give the code biochemical factors or reasons. So maybe disturbance in magnesium or iron level. Some people also face the problem of depression. Maybe the magnesium deficiency, calcium deficiency. So this is another reason of depression, maybe family pressure. So then right click, code, another code, boss pressure. Then financial loss. Financial loss is another reason of depression. Then so financial loss is another reason of depression. Then uncertain market condition because of COVID. This is another reason of depression. Then family dispute is another reason of depression. Then the last one is, so we are not going to code in the new node. We are going to code in the existing node. So how we can, like COVID-19, we just need to select and just okay. So in this way, you can code in the existing nodes instead of creating a new node. Because we are supposing that respondent 1 also said that COVID is the reason of depression. Respondent 2 also said that COVID is the reason of depression. So in this way, we can code in the same node. So now we are going to code the data of respondent 3. So this is the data. So we are not going to create new nodes. We are assuming that that particular lady in the interview, she is talking about the same codes which are already contributed by respondent 1 and 2. So in this way, we are not going to create new node. So we are going to code in the existing node. For example, right click, code. There are two options. Number one is you can right click and select code, and you can just select one of the relevant code like family dispute. So we are assuming that in this statement paragraph, she is talking about the family dispute. So we have selected family dispute, and then we need to click OK. Instead of going the new node, we are coding the data in the existing nodes. So we have coded this data. Then in the same way, we need to select another statement, right click. And here we have another option to code the data in the existing node, code to the recent nodes. So these are the recently used nodes. So we can save our one step more. It will save over time. Instead of going code, instead of selecting here and clicking on this particular, so we can also save over time and in order to remove one step. So we can just select it, right click, go to the recent node, and here we can select it. So this is also very simple. Right click, go to the recent node and boss pressure. Then right click, go to the recent node, then biochemical factors. So in this way, we can do the coding. So we have done, this is too much. Now, similarly, we are going to code the data of respondent 4. We just need to double click. This is respondent 4. So we are not interested of coding the questions. We are interested to code the answers. So we have selected the data, code to the recent node, then boss pressure. We are assuming that this person is talking about the boss pressure, but actually it is not. This is the irrelevant data, not relating to the depression. So we are going to right click, go to the recent node, then family dispute, then Barbara, go to the recent node, uncertain market conditions. So we have done respondent 4, respondent 5. We are going to code the data from respondent 5. 5. So here there are two people, Linda and Charles. So we are interested in the answer of Charles instead of the questions of Linda. Linda is the researcher while the Charles is the respondent or participant. So we have selected this participant and then uncertain market condition, go to the recent node, financial loss. So audience, when you will see the wonderful findings of this whole exercise we are doing, you will enjoy a lot because soon we are going to do a wonderful job. So we have done coding.
Dr. Rob? I think there is a problem with the internet connection for Dr. Lodi. Just I'll checking with the doctor. Rob. Oh, I think he's gone. So I'm asking our guest speaker what happened. Let me check it, by the way. Yes, he's writing something to me. Okay, he said that he is changing his internet connection, so perhaps we will wait a little bit for him so to continue. But so while we're waiting for him, perhaps we can. Okay, he just came. Okay. Okay, so I was explaining that you're connecting again. Okay.
Please accept my apologies.
No. Okay.
So this is some technical problem.
Yes, of course. If you're online, so.
I believe now you can see my screen.
Yes, I see myself also.
Oh, that's great. So, audience, now we are going to code in the new node. So we are assuming that the respondent 6 is contributing gender issues. Gender issue may be one of the reasons of depression. Dorothy is saying, so in this way, we can also code in the existing node, or we can, if some new codes are coming in the next respondent, from the next respondent, then we can create new nodes instead of coding in the recent or in the past nodes. So this is the financial loss. So this is I think enough, 2 or 3 codings. Now we are going to code respondent 6, 7. This is the audio recorded interview. I need to select the statement, right click, code to the recent node, for example, gender issues, and then select the data. And we need to decide a code. Maybe if this is the boss pressure. So in this way, we can code our data. Right click, code to the recent node, and maybe the boss pressure. So we have done the coding on this, data. So after doing the coding on this data, now what we are going to do here, we are going to explore the different, wonderful findings. So first of all, we are going to explore the hierarchy chart, which is very important. So how we can explore the hierarchy chart or the tree map? Tree map is also very wonderful technique. So in this way, we can analyze the most and the least important codes or the sub themes, or maybe the themes of the data. But before going for the hierarchy chart, if you're applying the thematic analysis approach by Braun and Clark, so after coding this data, you need to categorize them. So how we can categorize them after coding this data from these respondent files? We need to go in the nodes. On the left side, you can find codes and then nodes. If you click on nodes, you will find all your coded nodes. It has different frequency of coding. because we have seven interview files. So the 4 people are saying that uncertain market condition is the reason of depression. This is highly cited or highly coded, sub-theme. This is also highly coded because we have 4 files against it. And 5 mean maybe one of the respondent is saying twice. So 2 times we coded the same sub-theme from a single file. So that's why its frequency is 5. So audience, can you see my screen? Because I got the message that
No, the screen is clear.
Clear? Okay,
Yes.
okay. That's perfect. Okay, now the next thing is we need to categorize them. So how we can categorize them? Because some of the factors are relating to the personal level. Some of the factors are relating to the family level. Some of the factors are relating to the business level. So, or job level. So how we can differentiate them? We need to create some blank nodes here in this blank area. So how we can create it? We need to right click new node, and the first will be family related factors. So you need to click OK. This is the family related factor. So this is the alphabetically list ascending order: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So N, then P, then U, then W. So alphabetically, we have created the first family related factors. This is family related. So, but there is 0 frequency because this is the blank code. This is the node without any, coding of the textual data. So now we are similarly going to create another blank node, which is job related factors. Then we are going to create similarly the business related factors. Then new node, personal factors. Then external environmental factors. So now we need to categorize these codes in the broader category. For example, biochemical factors relating to the personality. So I need to drag it and I need to put on personal factors. So here, this particular plus sign will appear, and it will show that under personal factor, you will find the sub-theme of biochemical factor. So the main theme is personal factor and the sub-theme is biochemical factor. So you are categorizing. So these categories, broader categories, are the themes. So now the second thing is biochemical factor, then boss pressure is the job related factors. So you need to drag it and then put in job related factor. Then COVID-19 is the external factors, external environmental factors. Family dispute is the family related factor. It is relating to family related factors. Then it is relating to family pressure, family related factor. Financial loss is the business related factors. Then gender issue is the personal factors. Negative thinking, it is relating to the personal factors. Peer pressure, it is relating to the job related factors. Then uncertain market condition, it is relating to the external factors. Work pressure, it is relating to the job related factors. So in this way, we categorize all these, sub-themes we extracted from the statements. So these are some categories. So now we are going to explore the hierarchy chart or the tree map. It is also known as the tree map. Tree map. This is very famous. You can find my research article. If you go on the Google, you can search it. Rab Nawaz Lodi ERP critical success factors. So if you search it, you will find this paper, a qualitative study of the critical success factors. If you click on it, you will find a wonderful research paper. So we applied and we were software 10 years back on this paper. So it was published in 2014, but we did this research in 2012. So this is a research paper on what are the critical success factors of ERP system implementation. So there are 3 different stages of implementation: pre-implementation, implementation, and post-implementation. So we explored the critical factors on all these 3 stages. So we applied this particular word tag clouds, applying the funneling approach, and this is the word tree, how people talk about this word ERP implementation before this word and after this word. These are some charts and factors we identify, and this is the tree map. This is which I wanted to show you. So in this tree map, you can see that some of the factors have more region because of the number of coding, while the other factors have less region. So this is the tree map. So what word we use? The word we use for this particular infographics is tree map. So tree map is also known as hierarchy chart in NVivo software. So it is hierarchy chart. Previously in NVivo 8, NVivo 9, NVivo 10, the QS company who produced this software, NVivo software, they were using this term tree map. But now in the latest version of NVivo software, you will find the option of hierarchy chart. But hierarchy chart or tree map are the same. So now I would like to draw this hierarchy chart on our coded data. So how you can apply this particular hierarchy chart? You need to click on Explore, Ribbon tab, and then you need to click on hierarchy chart. So it is showing that on the basis of codes, you are going to amount of codes, you are going to draw the hierarchy chart. Yes, because we have done the coding. So just you need to click next and you need to click finish. If you're going to draw all the coded, categories. So you need to just click next, finish, nothing else. So again, put your hand on your heart, because now this is a very wonderful, amazing technique. Oh my goodness, this is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So in this way, you can see that some of the codes have larger area and some of the codes have smaller area. So here you can also undock it. You can click undock, and in this way you can right click one by one. So this is the complete whole diagram. So you can export it and you can put in your main file, your finding file, that these are job related factors and the boss pressure. Most of the people are saying that boss pressure is one of the major reason of depression at the workplace. So work pressure is also, peer pressure is also important, but the most influential factor is boss pressure because it has the larger area. Because 5 people talked about this word, or 4 people talked about this word, but 5 times. So one of them repeated the same in the interview, the same sub-theme. So in this way, we can categorize, we can compare them. So these are the personal factors. I think these have equally important. Negative thinking, gender issues, while we have discovered only one factor in business related, so it has no comparison, financial loss, because of there's only one factor. Here there are 2 factors, family related. One is family dispute, while the other one family pressure. So family dispute has the larger area as compared to family pressure. So in this way, we can compare it. So environmental factor, uncertain markets, and COVID-19 is the external national environmental factor. So in this way, we can compare it. So this is also very wonderful technique. So you can explore it, and this is the hierarchy chart. You can click on export, and you can click on hierarchy chart. And this is very simple. You need to click next, next, finish, and you will have a very wonderful hierarchy chart. If you right click on it, you can undock one by one. So if you click on one diagram, it will show in the larger area. If you click home, then these personal factors, it will have different shape. So in this way, you can enlarge it, and according to your requirement, you can right click, and you can use export hierarchy chart. You can save it on your desktop as a picture format. So you later on you can edit it and put in your research paper. So this is a wonderful technique. Now, after applying this hierarchy chart, we are going to apply the different queries. So you need to click explore, and there are 3 different queries we are going to apply. One is text search query. The test one is word frequency query. So the third one is coding query. One by one, we are going to apply. So the first query is word frequency query. So query means the question. So we are asking the question from the software that please find the different, words with different frequency. So word frequency query is depicting, its name is depicting its function, word frequency. So here we need to click on word frequency, and this is the criteria. So software will display the 1000 most frequent words from the data. So you can reduce it 500 most frequent words. It depends upon you. So the minimum length will be 3. So 3 means the minimum character in the word. For example, there are 3 characters in the word of D, T-H-E, D, 3 words. But love, L-O-V-E, love, there are 4 characters. If you put it 4, then it will unable to find D in the text, but it will find love in the text because love has 4 characters while D has 3 characters. So you can strict this criteria. Maybe you can put 6 words, 5 words, but I'm going to put 4, and here I'm looking for the 500 most frequent words in the textual data. So this is the text mining technique. So we are mining, we are digging out the realities from the textual data. So now I need to click on run query, but here we can also strict the criteria, but now we have, if the word is talk, it will search the talk. Otherwise, if you're looking for the stamped words like talk to talk, talked, talks, so it will also find some stamped words. If you are going synonyms, then it will, talk will be converted to speak, in telling, in talking, speaking. So there are some general words, but we are giving the strict criteria. You need to find the exact word in the word repetition query. So here we can change it, but now we are going to apply this query, run query. Oh my goodness. It has generated a list of most frequent words, and this is the list of 5 most frequent words in the data. So it has different length. So the east has been repeated 44 times, while just has been repeated 38 times. No, water, these are the words. So now we are looking for some wonderful diagram. This is the word cloud. So this is the summary. We can export this summary, export list. We can save it in the format of Microsoft Excel. So we can save it on the desktop. It will save the list of these words in the form of Excel sheet. And this is the summary. Now we are going to explore the word cloud. So please again put your hand on your heart. Now I'm going to show you a wonderful, amazing diagram, word clouds. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful, wonderful, amazing. So this is the word clouds. So we can analyze the words that most of the words in the textual data is people, like, just, east, water. So these are, most repeated words. Environmental is also, social is also, opportunities. So we can also explore how people talk about this word social. We can further dig out it. So this is very static diagram. If you click on it, so on the left click, it will not respond. But on the right click, it will respond. So this is the diagram. We can export it. Right click, export in the form of a picture. You can export it, word cloud, and you can put it on your desktop in the form of a picture. So it will save it. Later on, you can pick and put in your appendix section of your research paper or your research thesis. This is the diagram. Now, there are different shapes of this, word frequency query, this word cloud. And if you put your drop-down list, you will find tag clouds. So if you click on tag clouds, it will generate again the tag cloud. The tag cloud is more dynamic in form. You can select the irrelevant words which are not relating to the theme. For example, these are irrelevant words. Change may be the relevant words for depression, childless, commercial may be, the community may be, connection may be, county courts may be, depression may be. Depression may be the reason of depression for the next day. So development may be different, Trothy, early, east may be not, environment or environmental may be. Good or bad environment will be the reason of depression, maybe. Bad environment, especially, even, these are vague words. Everybody, not. Family may be. Friends may be. Future may be the reason of depression. So we have selected the irrelevant words. Now we are going to stop these words. Right click, add to stop word list. This is the blacklist. We are going to blacklist all these words. We are going to remove, from this textual data. If you click OK. Now we are going to run this query again. So those words, east or childless, Barbara, Dorothy, now these words have been removed. So in this way, we do the same exercise again and again until unless we reach on the point of the actual themes. We extract the actual themes from the data. So we can make it again in the form of static. This is the different types of diagrams. 10 minutes. So this is again very wonderful. You can export it and put in your research paper. So similarly, we are going to explore the third query, second query, which is Text search query. This is the first query we missed. So text search query means we are going to search a particular text from the data. So text search query. And here the software is asking, please write the text you are looking for. So we are looking for the text of loss, financial loss or loss. So we need to put loss and then run this query. So in these two files, respondent 2 or respondent 4, people talked about this word loss. So we are going to explore the word tree. This is amazing. Word tree, how people talk about this word loss before this word and after this word. So in this way, you can analyze the further, you can digging out, you can dig out, the starting words or the ending words before and after a particular word, how people talk. So you can select it. I don't agree with so loss of the habitat for small. The term memory loss and IQ loss were also benefited. So in this way, you can check it. This is wonderful. And sometimes if the sense is not clear, if it is not making the sense, then you can increase the number of words on the right side and on the left side. How we can increase it? We need to change the text, context. So this is the context and the number of words are 5. So we need to increase it 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you can see this is the more larger in form. So the starting words are more, ending words are more. Now it will give the complete sense. So you can also export this diagram, export word tree, and you can put on your desktop. This is also, and later on you can put in your thesis. So this is also very amazing technique, and I'm going to again apply the word frequency query, then word cloud. So we already did it. But one more thing I would like to show you, this social word is, very prominent. So we are looking at how people talk about this word, before this word social and after this word. So we need to right click and we need to run the text search query for social, only this word social. So we click on this word tree. So how people talk about this word social before this word and after this. So in this way, we further dig out the qualitative data. So for example, if you see that most of the people are talking about the word community or opportunity or environmental or quality is very prominent. So you need to right click on quality. So you need to, you are looking for the run text search query for quality. Then click word tree. This is amazing. So most of the people are talking about the word water quality, So because this is the data of, from environmental background. So that's why you will find, because I already mentioned that this is not the real data. This is only the demo data. So this data is not relating to actually the depression, but this is the data relating to some immigration or environmental factors. So in this way, we can check it. So this is also very wonderful diagram. So in this way, we can explore different types of data and we can report our findings. So audience, last thing we are going to discuss here, which is the coding query. Coding query is very important. And while you will be reporting all these results in your, thesis, in your research paper, so you need to, how you can report it. I'm just going to show you how to interpret your findings. So this is the Word document file. It is, I'm assuming that I'm writing the finding of your research paper. So I need to write determinants of depression. Number one, determinants of depression is family dispute. So here I'm writing that John and Williams 2019 conducted a study in United States. They collected data from the housewives. They reported that family dispute is one of the reasons of depression. So you can write similarly, Wang and Kim 2013 conducted a study in Chinese business community. They also reported the same findings. So now I need to put one of the participants also reported or also stated that colon. So here you need to put, this statement. So sorry. So here you need to put the statement from NVivo. I'm going to open NVivo software. So where is the family dispute? Family related factor. And this is family dispute. I'm going to open this code. This is the coding query. How we can apply coding query? You need to just double click on a particular code. It will be opened. So just double click. On the left side, you will see whatever you have already coded in that particular sub theme. So it was coded by respondent 2. It was coded, it is giving the reference, respondent 2 coded. It was contributed by respondent 3, and this statement was contributed respondent 4. So this is the link. If we can click on it, it will give the complete respondent file. So now we are going to just copy this statement. Who reported this statement? Respondent 4. Respondent 4. So I need to just copy and paste here. And I need to put inverted commas. And I need to give the reference respondent 4. Inverted commas. So I need to select it. You can bold, you can italic, and you can also format it by giving the one indentation on the right and left side. It will be in the center. So you can put it like this. So in this way, you can report your findings. Maybe 0.5 or 0.5 is sufficient. This is good. So in this way, you can put the things, and you can write on another place and other respondent also reported column then you can copy and paste another statement. So in this way, you can give the different evidences, empirical evidences to support your claims. So your claim is that family dispute is one of the reasons of depression. So you need to give the theoretical evidences from the literature, like the theoretical evidences of John and William studies and Wang and Kim studies, and you need to give the empirical evidence from your interview file, like the respondent 4 file. So in this way, you can write your findings, your interpretation. So after reporting this finding, in the end, you need to give the commentary. Commentary means based on the above mentioned theoretical and empirical evidences, it is clear that family dispute is a major reason of depression in Pakistan, or maybe in Turkey, or maybe in other countries. So in this way, you can contextualize your discussion while you are commentary, while you are giving comments on the empirical or theoretical evidences. So sometimes you will be unable to find the theoretical evidences. You will be unable to find. So if you will unable to find the theoretical evidences, then you need to put only the empirical evidences from your interview files or from your focus group discussion. So then you don't need to put the theoretical, because if there is no theory, nobody already reported the same factor. So then that particular factor is actually your contribution. This is the new thing you explore during your study. So sometime while we are doing qualitative research, we also find the same things which have already been found somebody else. So sometimes we also explore something new that is purely and truly your contribution. So audience, thank you so much. This is all from my side, and thank you so much for watching and for attending this training workshops. My other videos on NVivo software and on different types of qualitative and quantitative data analytical tools and techniques are available on different websites. You can Google me, and you can find my videos on Faizan Ali channel, like the Research Beast channel. You will find it. And if you want to write some research paper with me, I'm very open. I'm very down to earth person, very friendly, very humble, just like the Turkish people. Yes.
So Dr. Rablodi, thank you so much. I think this is a valuable contribution for our conference, Managing Tourism Across Continents. And so I'm also, I would like to thank you on behalf of my committee, the Association of Turkish Tourism Academics. We are organizing this conference. So thank you once again so much. It's a very deep conversation, and of course it's a long chapter, and just we are putting this chapter in 2 hours. So this is very difficult, starting from the theory and the application and end of the writing and putting it on the report part. You clarified it very clearly and very, very understandably. So thank you so much. But of course, the time limit is the time is at the end. But just short, perhaps, if you participants have questions or anything to say. But I saw in the chat board that they're also saying that. Thank you very much. But last words, perhaps, any questions to Dr. Nawaz Lodi? If not, I'm closing the session.
Yeah, I will be happy to give the answer of the question. So we can take 1 to 2 questions. If you have no issue. Yes,
okay. But if any questions from the participants, yes, it was really good speech and the workshop.
Thank you so much. I'm very thankful to Dr. Amal. I'm very inspired with the personality of Dr. Amal. She's a very wonderful researcher. and a very wonderful contributor, no doubt.
For example, Dr. Mehtap Özkan says that, thank you for your fruitful presentation. We made a mistake while coding sentences. How can we fix it on NVivo? Just for example, the short.
Okay, we can also uncode the things. So while you're coding the statements, if you select the same statement again and just right click, you will find uncode option. So similarly, when you find coding option, you will find the uncoding option. So you can uncode the same things if you have done the wrong coding.
Okay, thank you. Thank you once again. And I give my applauses.
Thank you so much.
And I think Çağla Çetinkaya, are you saying something? No.
I want to say thank you so much for the valuable information you shared.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Çetinkaya. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate your contribution to our conference. Thank you. See you for the next time.
If you could contact me on my WhatsApp or on my email address. So you can Google my profile, you can contact me. I will be happy if you could write some papers, qualitative papers, and you can give my expert opinion. I will be the co-author in your research paper. I will put my effort, we can polish, we can revise, we can improve the paper, and we can send to the good journal for the publication. You are most welcome, and I will be ready, and I will be waiting from your side. Thank you so much. And I'm very thankful to Dr. Ozan Kiran. This is our first meeting, and I cannot say that this is our first meeting because you are very friendly, very humble, very kind, and very wonderful coordination in this session. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Bye-bye. See you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.